Hello friends, this is Alok Kumar and today I'll be discussing one of the important parameters of PostgreSQL Database server, and name of that parameter is shared buffer. So shared buffer parameters actually determine how much memory is dedicated to the server for caching the data, which means how much of your data can go into the caching. So larger the cache, performance will be better because database server need not to go to the disk for the required data. Let's move on to the next slide. So the question is, why do you need to change, or why do you need to tune the shared buffer into the PostgreSQL? So one of the important benefit is it reduces the disk IO. It's actually when the data is already available in the cache, so every time when it look for the data, it need not to go to the OS disk or OS cache. So it will get from the cache itself and it will return to the required request. Second is query response time. So automatically when data retrieval is fast, it will translate into the quicker query response time, because getting a data from RAM is better than getting a data from disk. One important thumb rule is there. You need to allocate 25% to 40% of your total system RAM. So the question is, what should be the ideal value for the shared buffer? So you can set anything between 25% to 40% depending on the other application being running on the same host on same machine. So again I would recommend not to host any other application except the database. So database should be dedicatedly running on that server or on that machine. So and next in the next slide I will be discussing how to set it. So if you are managing by yourself, that you itself have installed the Postgre database server, then you need to go to the postgresql.conf file, configuration file, and usually the location of conf file will be inside the data directory. You need to open that file and you can search for shared buffer. Usually it will be in the commented mode in the very first time, and default value will be 128 MB. You can change, you can allocate 25% of your memory. Suppose you have a 32 GB of the RAM available, then you can allocate 8 GB. If you are having a more RAM available, then you can allocate more. If less, then you can allocate less, but depending on the availability of the hardware, you can decide. Second thing is, if you are using a managed server, how can you change that? So for the managed server, I think you need to go to the website, and then you can, for example, I will be explaining this for Azure one. So let's see how can you change the shared buffer. I've just created one database some time ago just for the demonstration purpose. So I will go to server parameter. Here I will search shared buffer. You can see a 768 KB, which is I think equal to 32 MB. So I will allocate because I have allocated 2 GB of the RAM. Corresponding 25% will be 512 MB, and the corresponding value will be 5444 288. Now I will save it. Again it is saying the restart is required, so I am just restarting now, and it will be available very soon. Now I will go to presentation again, and I will open the third slide. So one important part is, if you are managing your own server, then in case you need to restart the database server, then only it will came into effect. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.